let's dive into a review of Wrong Turn, 2003, a movie that definitely makes its mark in the survival horror genre. Wrong Turn is a gritty, unsettling horror film directed by Rob Schmidt. The plot centers around a group of young adults who find themselves stranded in the backwoods of West Virginia after a car accident. They're trapped and have to fight for survival when they encounter a family of deformed, cannibalistic mutants. The main character is Chris Flynn, played by Desmond Harrington, who is trying to help the others escape. Alongside him is a group of survivors, including the female lead, Jessie, portrayed by Eliza Dushku. Eliza Dushku had been a known face at the time, particularly for her role in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the spin-off Angel. She was already becoming a fan favorite in horror and genre films due to her strong, resilient characters. Her role in Wrong Turn helped cement her as a horror icon. Dushku's career in the 2000s included other notable films like The New Guy and Bring It On, showcasing her range from drama to comedy, but she's really remembered for her roles in action and horror, where she thrived. The film's horror comes from the brutal, almost primal nature of the villains. The mutated family members are terrifying, not just for their appearance, but for their sadistic tendencies. Wrong Turn taps into the nature gone wrong theme, similar to movies like The Hills Have Eyes and The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, both of which feature families of cannibalistic killers in remote locations. As for the sequels, Wrong Turn spawned several more films, each one adding to the lore of these inbred killers. There's a blend of direct-to-DVD sequels and a few that made their way to theaters, maintaining a core of gory violence and psychological terror, though none quite matched the original's raw, unnerving feel. Wrong Turn 2, Dead End, 2007, brought in new characters and expanded the mutant family's grotesque behavior. Wrong Turn 3 and beyond continued the trend with even more elaborate kills and a more heightened sense of shock value, though they generally received mixed reviews. In terms of similar films from the era, Wrong Turn shares a lot with The Hills Have Eyes, 2006, which was a modern remake of the 1977 classic House of a Thousand Corpses, 2003 by Rob Zombie, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, 2003. These films all tap into the primal fear of being hunted in a desolate, unforgiving environment and often focus on grotesque, disturbing family units as the antagonists. They reflect an era where horror movies were about survival in the face of extreme violence, sometimes mixing slasher elements with psychological terror. The strength of Wrong Turn lies in its simplicity. It doesn't overcomplicate things. Just a group of young people, a dangerous environment, and a family of creepy mutants with no mercy. The tension builds quickly and the gore is relentless. It's exactly what you want in a B-horror film. Some intense survival action, a lot of jump scares, and enough weirdly disturbing characters to keep the nightmare going. So, Wrong Turn is definitely one of those early 2000s films that will stick with you if you're into brutal, gory survival horror. And for fans of Eliza Dushku, it's a great addition to her horror catalog. Her performance adds a lot to the film's sense of authenticity and relatability, even though the plot itself is pretty outlandish.